yet. Oh, I'm just looking at to see where everybody's coming from.
Yeah, it's cool.
Across California. Oh. Like 1 more hour. Okay.
Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next slide and introduce ourselves. I need to update my picture, but my name is Maya Argamon, and I am the Horticulture Senior Program Coordinator at the California Native Plant Society. And
I'm
yeah.
yeah, and I'm Jessica Woodard, and I am the Calscape Product Manager at CNPS.
Yeah, so we're, like I said, this meeting is being recorded, so you'll get all the follow-up information, and then Jessica, I'll stop sharing my screen if you want to go ahead and get started with the presentation.
Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm going to quickly give you a very short introduction to Calscape today. Also try to understand how much you guys know about Calscape, so that will order how I go into the rest of the presentation, what I focus in on. And then I'm going to introduce why we're updating Calscape, what we're planning to do. I will go through an overview of all the new features, and then I haven't yet decided if I'm going to toggle into the live demo of the site, or as I'm talking, I kind of will wing it with you guys, but I will give you a live demonstration of the search filters on Calscape and a preview of the live demonstration of the Bay Area Garden Planner, which is going to be what the new garden planner is. It's going to be the same design. And then we have, I think Maya said 15 minutes for question and answers. We'll just see how much time we have after covering the slides. And then Maya, I do want you to stop me if I'm talking too fast, because you know I can breeze through this presentation pretty quickly sometimes. And this is my first large naturehood in a couple of years. So next slides. Okay, first I'd like to see who is on the other side of this webinar and understand how familiar you already are with Calscape. We have a poll, so I've listed a couple features. So we have the main website, then we have the advanced search, which is where you can filter by the different criteria. We've got the butterfly search, where you can find host plants, the garden planner, which is a simple 4-question wizard that gives you designs, the Bay Area Garden Planner, which was released last year, and it's an eco-regional based planner. And of course, maybe this is all new to you and you just want to hop in to learn about Calscape. Just going to give a couple more minutes, not minutes, seconds, 20 seconds. Oof, good participation rate. We are getting to 80% participation. Okay, slowing down. All right.
Okay, so should I end the poll?
Yeah, you can share it with folks if they want to see. Are you the one who does the sharing?
Yeah, I think it's being shared. Yeah.
Okay.
So
most of you are familiar with Calscape, the advanced search, 85%. Then we've got the advanced search is a pretty big drop off. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about that. Butterfly search, that's hidden. Yes, I see it's 24%. And garden planner, Bay Area planner. Okay, it's worth for me. I think this is great. I think we're going to stay the course of my plans for today.
Great.
One more question though is how often are you using Calscape? Is it every day, once a week, I don't know how. Probably depends on your profession and how much of an avid gardener you are, but let's just get a little idea.
It's cool seeing all the numbers jump. Yeah, I guess once in a while is kind of, it could mean It's kind of vague, but it's okay. Wow, you're all answering really quickly. It's great. It's like, it's cool to see.
Okay. Once in a while is the lead, followed by once a week.
Mhm.
And about 10% of you are using it every day, which is not a small amount. Share results.
Yeah, I'm sharing it. Wow, 27 people every day they use it. That's cool. Okay, stop sharing.
So we're not going to do a live demo of the old Calscape because most of you know this. I'm just going to briefly give some background on Calscape. This has been a project. It was created by Dennis Mudd with a lot of help and original data from the Jepson Herbarium and a team of volunteers. And it was donated in 2018 to CNPS. It was created after many gardening failures who wanted California native plants, but actually needed them from wanted to have very local native plants. And it's been every year we get more and more visitors. And last year was 1.3 million. This year is trending towards 1.4 million. It's basically, well, the main components of Calscape are the plant profiles and the plant range maps showing observation that are the range maps are built out of observation records and climate data and show what plant might grow here. And when you enter your location in the search bar, you can get a plant list, see what's native to your location, and learn about the horticulture, everything that has been gathered, starting from the Jepson Herbarium horticulture database and then built on by volunteers over years. And it's a really great consolidated place for finding all you need to know about native plants. Calscape 2.0 overview. So this project is about 2 years in the making, but it's been a dream child of our predecessors at CNPS for a while, because it's been a unique opportunity for us to connect even more people to native plant gardening. A lot of the features in Calscape are buried. So we saw that with the polls. Like a lot of you are familiar with the advanced, with just landing on Calscape and searching for plants. But there's an advanced search, which gets less attention, but it's super powerful. And we're going to demonstrate that. And how we are, and show how we're kind of bringing some of those hidden features into the new Calscape. The other part of Calscape is that it is built on a lot of photos of native plants, but many of them were scientific or herbarium records and not necessarily featuring plants in the landscape. So an ongoing goal that we're going to keep working on as we replatform it, and once we replatform it and keep building more photos, is to showcase native plants in a garden setting. So it's something you can point your relative towards and they'll be excited to get started with native plants. So this is the homepage, and this is where I was going to jump into a quick demonstration of the main search. Let's see how nimble I am with screen sharing today. Let's try my entire screen. So I mentioned the advanced search on Calscape. So just for the next couple weeks, as we still have Calscape live, this is where you find it. It's right here in the upper right-hand corner. And you can subsequently go through and enter all the criteria that you think you need and enter your location and get a list of plants. I didn't go through that, but the new design brings forward the advanced search into a dynamic plant search. So here we have all the filters and a couple more that we've chosen to add by surfacing some of the data that was in the backend database, and then some data that was cleaned up and worked on by volunteers. So you can open and close all the filters because it is a long list, and you can go through and select your criteria. So as you go, we have annuals, and perhaps you're looking for a full sun, which all of them should be. No, not all annuals. What am I saying? In my mind, I'm in spring mode. And it's a fairly straightforward way to navigate the search requirements and the database. Once you'll all the criteria that you use are going to be loaded up here. And a thing that I actually don't think this works in Calscape 1.0, so this is an improvement, is that you can copy and paste your search criteria and share that with a friend or on your website, wherever. So you can bookmark your specific criteria, save them, add and remove filters. A little just note as I'm demoing, this is still a demo site, and so it's a little slow. So if you see delays, we are working on making sure it's just as snappy as possible. And I also think I have a slow internet connection today. On the plant search, we have added, so we did a lot of cleanup on the back end of the database. So we have added a couple more information, and then we've added a container garden criteria. Let's see if it shows any results. Darn. Okay, that's a work in progress one. And a lawn alternative criteria. So when those are loaded, we'll have those new categories for special uses. And the other new element that we've added in is the plant communities. So we discovered in the back end of the Calscape database, there was some plant community data that we thought was valuable enough to surface, even though not every plant has it. So we're going to be working as we go on building up this data, but you can search by plant communities and filter that. We also have surfaced a feature that was maybe a little hidden in Calscape, where you could hide or show cultivars. And that will be valuable depending on what purposes you're using Calscape. So let's get a slightly smaller list. Let's do very low and water use annuals. And now you can add all of these to a plant list. I'm going to save it there for a moment. The other feature we have here is also part of the old Calscape, and we wanted to make sure, this was one of my my core goals this last 2 years, is let's make sure we get this out. So we have the export your results and your list to Excel, and we also have print plant label and plant signs. Now, I'm going to test the limits of my connection. Let's see. So these are the plant labels, and they're loading fairly fast. We'll do a little testing all together. And these are the plant signs. So the plant signs are one of those other features in Calscape that have been very popular for garden tours and demonstration gardens. But also if you are planting a native plant garden and you want to showcase what you've been doing, it's not a bad tool to just print it off and kind of provide your neighbors with some background. All right, so this is recently released and still needs some testing, but that's the design. And it's essentially the same information from the past Calscape. Okay. So that's, and location. So it works. We have a filter by your location. Then, well, I filtered by annual, so okay, now I'm going to stop filtering because now I can just talk and share my thoughts for a while. Let's get back on track. New share.
This is great so far, Jessica. Thank you. People are really excited
Okay.
about it.
So in support of the goal of showcasing native plant gardens, we are building out a garden gallery. And the garden gallery allows us to also feature our landscape professionals and photographers and provide example gardens that people can follow along. We're going to add captions and tag plant lists, plant names when we know the plants. And I was also thinking I was going to take a look, Maya, at what you just built out in the latest garden gallery. Let's see. Which one was it? Oh, yeah. Okay. This one I think is the prettiest so far. So this is also being built out, but
Yeah, I don't think we
this is an
see,
opportunity. Oh, you're not seeing my, oh,
all we see is
I should-
great. Now we see it.
the,
It was your demo we
okay,
saw, but
we
now
don't
we can
see-
see the garden gallery. Yeah.
yeah, I got it. Okay. So I was actually demoing the live garden gallery. So here's the live garden gallery. We're going to build out these themed gardens. So based on often like landscaping criteria, like are you looking for plants that do well in shade or aromatic and colorful plants? It's inspirational, but hopefully will also be educational. Okay. Another goal of the update is just to ensure that everything we do is mobile compatible. So in the beginning, when we were deciding what to do with this project, everybody was like, build an app, build a Calscape app, but there's a lot of work behind maintaining that. So what we're focusing on is just that the browser will open and operate well on your phone. And a lot of the designs you'll see are actually almost like as we go into different pages, you'll see it works almost sometimes even better on your phone than on desktop. But it should, in the end, be a good experience for somebody out on an iPad in a nursery or on your phone. So I mentioned the new filters coming up. And just a pitch, if you have lists that you want to add with these categories, we have a data committee to help review information coming in, and we'll be publishing things to Calscape that way. And so send me your special uses. Okay, so the plant detail page is similar to the past Calscape. This is actually, I'm not going to do the live demo of this one because the designs aren't fully swapped out and I don't want to give you the weird nose icon, which I've vetoed. But the same principles, the big change I think on design is we're really trying to showcase that the fact that every single plant profile in Calscape often has a nursery that will carry that. So we have view availability at nurseries, and from there you can jump straight into the nursery directory. We have also, as part of the website now, we have a lot more support to showcase gardening advice. So we're building out pages on how to garden with plant communities. We have some excellent content from Carol Bornstein, and Maya's been hard at work building out the components of this page. And this is just a concept that we really hope to, promote is habitat gardening and planting for multiple purposes, including communities. Then we have a series of pages under the Care for Your Garden theme. So plant your garden. I'm not sure why there's a blue icon there. That's a screenshot. Going from the beginning, like planting your garden, plant selection, new plant care, watering your garden, and then weed and pest control. And no, you're not expected to read this. I just wanted to show that as this content is coming together right before, we're trying to provide and just elevate a lot of the information that was in Calscape often, but we're bringing it out and kind of linking with different horticulture information from some of the other CNPS programming, like Naturehood and the blog, CNPS blog, which is like a wealth of information, and other chapters from CNPS, and basically horticulture information for native plant gardening. Another feature of Calscape that we're putting a lot of attention into is the plant lists. So that is one I didn't put on the survey, but for every plant you can add to a plant list, you can sign in and mix advanced search and add your plants as you're going into specific plant lists. So if you're looking for a garden for your friend and they're full sun, you can just build the garden as it goes. You can also batch add a bunch of plants. So if you just want to start with something and then you want to take some time and hone it down, it's an excellent tool. And the hyperlinks, you can share your plant list very easily. The sharing your plant list in Calscape 1.0 was a little hard to access. You had to download it into Excel and copy and paste that and then share it out. But now there's a button under the options here that you can share with anybody who you're working with on your plant list. And we're also maintaining the pass functionality where you can batch edit by entering a list of names. And you can jump off from here to see which nurseries are carrying those plants. I kind of went rogue and showed you guys the not proofread, but this is what the plant signs are going to look before we launch. This is the full design. So it's the same half page. So if you are doing it, for those of you who've been using plant signs, it shouldn't change your experience. It's just a slightly different design. And same with the plant labels. Oh, and then the export list. So you can still download all your plants from Calscape search. And the difference is we've added all these new columns of data. A lot of the Calscape committee members wanted to make a lot of this data more accessible. So now when you pull out your data from Calscape, your plants, you can also access most of these criteria. All right. So another thing we've been working on is the landscape professional directory, which is a brand new feature for Calscape. And we're really excited that we've had some really excited landscape professionals building profiles in the last couple of weeks. And this is something you can continue to do before we launch. We've organized you can search by county, and I can do a live demo of this one. Let's see. I think I put it up. Well, let's just go to it. So again, it's designed the same way as the plant list. The difference is you can't search by your address, but you can search by your county. So let's see who of our new landscape professionals serving Alameda County. So we're building our list, and all the information is built along the traditional design, maintain, and build criteria, so you can find what specialists you're looking for. The highlights are they're offering a consultation or speak Spanish, and then we also have some amazing credentials that we'll be able to feature. So we have the Certified California Native Plant Landscape Program, which Maya and our colleagues are working hard at this educational training. And then we have various other excellent certification programs. So you can as a professional, you can showcase your credentials, and as somebody looking for a professional, you can, have some added comfort in the qualifications of who you're working with. When a landscaper submits a profile, our team is going to review and just verify the licenses that are submitted and gut check the contact information, and then we'll publish this online. Feral Flora is my landscaping side business, And this is some of these things we're going to be working out. The look and feel is going to get a bit smoother, but on each business profile, the landscape can showcase different projects. Obviously, this isn't quite the perfect demonstration. And I put a poem. I forgot about this. Well, there you go. Probably I'm going to remove this particular profile before we release Calscape, but I wanted to explain give you an example of what a fully filled out profile will look like.
And if a lot of people are asking how to get in the directory, feel free to email me directly. Or what were you thinking?
I can just quickly show you
how to sign up.
Yeah. So on cnps.org/Calscape, we have a landing page and we have resources for you to get started. So we have, last week we did an onboarding training, which we recorded the step-by-step instructions on how to get started. And here we have a PDF where you can walk through instructions on getting started. This is just for professionals, landscape professionals and nurseries. It's not ready for the general audience. But this is where you can get started. And if you have any questions, you can contact us at calscape@cnps.org. Where were we? Okay. So we're really excited about the professional directory, and I also think it's just going to be a value to the entire native plant profession, because we're going to be able to finally point across the state, point people to landscape professionals. It's one of the biggest, most common questions we get in our group is, who can help me with your designs? And you saw my business. I'm not the one. All right. Nursery directory. So the nursery directory is also being built out. We have nurseries from the old Calscape claiming their old accounts or just building new ones. Eventually from the plant list, this is just an example from the plant list, you're going to be able to get a short summary of which plants are available. Then we can organize the results accordingly. And we're doing pretty well. We have, let's see, I think about 30 nurseries that have already signed up and are building out their inventories. And it's just an ongoing process. And so if you're a nursery attending this webinar on Wednesday next week, we're going to have a focused how to build up your inventory tutorial. Similarly, just go to the landing page to get the Zoom contact information.
Yeah, all the resources are there. cnps.org/Calscape.
So nursery profiles, it's a similar concept. We offer a place for the nurseries to showcase their garden. Let's see, maybe we can actually pull up. Do you have a favorite?
Ruth Bancroft, maybe?
We're gonna do Native West.
Native West, yeah, they're awesome.
All right. All these nurseries are awesome. So Native West has been building out their profile. So they are featuring, their business, the location. They offer a lot of services and trainings and talks. And they're able to list their services, and visitors to the directory can also search and filter the nurseries according to what sort of services they offer. And they're based in San Diego, and we're still working on some formatting. The other part of the inventory, the biggest part of a nursery profile for us is the inventory. So we have a lot more transparency now as visitors to Calscape until when this inventory was last updated. And we hope that this will help make the nursery availability tool a more fulfilling experience, so that when you see a plant is available, it's much more likely to be available. nurseries can customize this information to say how often things are available, or if they have any issues they want to highlight, or discounts, anything. This is kind of a free form note for nurseries to communicate specifically about their inventory. And then we have the inventory. So eventually these will be clickable, and the reason why there's duplicates is because they actually are able to offer varieties. Let's see if they have any for reservation. Okay, no, I'll have to get to that later. So this inventory list is also sortable and sortable by group type and searchable. Okay. Back to my slides to see what else I wanted to cover. So I mentioned, yes, that we can filter in the directory on different criteria. A big criteria, I think, is going to be if this is a retail nursery or a wholesale nursery. And yes, okay. So on this slide, you can see, I don't think I have the time to find out which nursery has already started loading this. Some of these nursery plants have more information. And if a nursery is entered that they have certain sizes and quantities and have given a price, as a visitor to Calscape, you can also order these for checking out and submitting an order directly through Calscape to those nurseries. So this is entirely new feature. We're very excited about it, and we hope to learn a lot. It's a pilot, so as nurseries get used to the system and as we all get used to managing the system, we'll be learning as we grow. But for now, we think it's a pretty exciting new feature that you can now submit an order through Calscape directly to the nursery and finish your transaction at the nursery. So let's see. I already did a demo of the plant search. This slide was if you guys wanted to give me specific research criteria. So I think I'm going to skip it. Maya, do you agree? Or is that anybody? Well, I'll wait a minute. If you want me to do a search of your criteria, throw in some criteria, we can test it out.
Yeah, in the chat. Okay, people are just putting specific plants. Okay, search San Diego, full sun, bank stabilization, or hillside. We could do it if they could see it, if they want to see it.
Bank stabilization, okay.
That's in one of the special uses, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we have.
If it's updated, yeah.
All right, let's try this. San Diego. Oh. Full sun, it's already selected. Okay, what was it? Not annual.
Bank stabilization, full sun.
Okay. All right, you've got 52 plants in San Diego that have been flagged for bank stabilization and full sun. And I can add this as a list. I'll add it to a new list. And do we have the name for who submitted this?
Linda. Oh, people want tortoise friendly plants. I know Phacelia, tortoises love Phacelia. And what else? My friend has a tortoise, a desert tortoise. I feel like it eats everything. But I don't know. Yeah, that's a cool suggestion. Yeah, a lot of questions about pet safe plants. Yeah, we did do a webinar a few years ago.
If you send me a list of at least like 50. Oh, all right.
Yeah, tortoise, California desert Tortoise friendly. Okay. Oh, looks like Susan put in something about the toxic plants. Yeah.
Okay, so we got, let's see if the plant list for Linda got built. All right, so we had 52 plants. And now you have a plant list. Ignore that icon. Let's see. And we can share it when the site is live. So I'm actually not going to share the URL yet. Let's see. I think you just share by copying and pasting the link. So, okay. Well, Linda, I'll save this plant list for you and we'll circle back in the future. And oh yeah, well, since we're on the plant list, this is the batch edit where you can add and remove plants quickly, or you can do them manually from each plant. See? And dare I test this? Let's just see.
Is there
These are all made up inventories, so.
Is there a maximum number of plant lists that you can save?
No. One of the issues we are working on is plant lists do get pretty big, so we are making sure that it's a speedy experience in the plant list, but there's no limit. And actually, there are so many plant lists in Calscape right now. I think the developer said it's like 9 gigabytes of plant lists. So we're migrating all those over. Any other questions I should take now, or should I go into the garden planner?
Andrew asked about did the water usage for plants change? He likes referencing WooCalls for data for water usage.
Yeah, so we did some cleanup of the water usage. We are limited, so we brought in WooCalls. Well, we cross-checked Calscape against WooCalls, but what Calscape that we don't have yet in this version of Calscape is WooCalls by region. So you can search a plant, and if it's a WooCalls rating of low, you'll find it on Calscape's general search. We just don't have those local values in yet. It's going to be a project that we need to get sized out. Does that make sense? So we are lined up with the WooCalls generally. We'll have the same values, but we're not regionally lined up.
Great, thanks for
Any
answering.
other questions, Maya? Okay. So the garden planner is going to be bringing in the ecoregion data, which drives the Calscape plant range maps. So it's an opportunity for us to identify our local ecoregions and see what plants are contained within and further filter them. So we also will maintain the key priorities from the garden planner. Some of you are familiar with it's on Calscape. So this is choose your main priority or choose all. You can multiple select. Low water, easy, birds, and pollinators are the categories for this round. And we built on the concept that was fairly successful for the Bay Area Garden Planner of grouping our plant lists by plant communities. So on top of these 4, we are adding forest and desert. And we incorporated wetland features in all the designs. And we've included any plants. So there will be wetland, there potentially, unless you filter out to just low water use plants, your plant list result will also show medium and high use plants. Each of these will open up to a brief introduction to the plant community we're featuring. And then the final output of the garden planner will be a slightly interactive, I don't want to oversell the interactiveness. It's like not like you can click and move plants around, but you can click and get gardening tips for the points that are these are vignettes that were created by Mirror Day Landscaping, and to showcase each of these simplified communities conceptually, and most of them should work across the state with some different plants swapped out. And we're illustrating, we chose large gardens, even though most of us, at least not me, I have a tiny apartment garden, so that we could showcase fire-wise principles. So the tips are going to show like where, just design principles, keeping a barrier, like a buffer between your house and the garden, and then out in the irrigation, the far reaches of your garden, choosing plants that will require less irrigation, and so on. I think that's it. I need to look at those tips. And on top of this downloadable vignette PDF, you'll have a list of plant recommendations. So this is going to be printable, and you can jump from here to find a landscaper and add to your plant list. So you can go through this whole flow and generate a plant list, which you can then use as a tool or a resource. I will just quick time check. Okay, I'll just quickly show you the live experience of the planner. It's gonna be slightly different, but more or less, I think the main difference is just the ecoregions. So for the Bay Area planner, we really focused in and did ecoregions divided by counties to get our plant lists curated. In this case, it'll be a bigger plant list. I really have poor internet today. Okay. And then you can choose your garden inspiration and your criteria and your priority. So let's say you're looking to attract pollinators and birds, but you don't care about ease. And this is just for anybody in the Bay Area, this is a really great plant list that we put together. We really curated it to flag and research the care requirements, the disease and variety risks. And so we flagged plants that were particularly fire-wise or easy to maintain. And also these on this Bay Area planner, we also ranked the results according to the biggest impact for pollinators. And we integrated a opportunity or option to order plant kits. So a Central Coast Wilds in the Bay Area and My Home Park partnered and sell these plant kits. And we flag which of the plant lists match those kits. So in this case, you generated a plant list, and we now highlight which of those you could just go and order directly. And all the kits are ordered, arranged, ranked according to how well they match that plant list. All right, so I did want to just show this. And we're going to be keeping this on Calscape in the new release. It's just going to be, I think you can find it under design and inspiration, and we'll have the garden planners linked here. So I think to wrap up, I know we have some time for questions and answers, but before I go into that, I'll just kind of remind nurseries and landscape professionals that these are the new features. Sharing photos, sharing plant lists, posting your inventory. When we did a webinar introducing new features for nurseries a couple months ago, we got a very high percentage of nurseries that are going to be that find how we've designed it much easier to use in the last Calscape and are more likely to post their inventory. So we think we're going to really improve inventory availability. And for professionals, we are on, we're going to continuously allow you to register your profiles, but in the next couple of weeks, we're hoping to get more and more folks signed up. And we're going to be releasing this beta version of Calscape 2.0 on Earth Day, and we're very excited to share that with everybody. For more information on the launch, you can always visit the landing page right now that we have on cnps.org/Calscape. And as always, I'll put this on my slides. We're still looking for photos. Feel free to send them to calscape@cnps.org. We have a process in place to help do this, and it's going to just be an ongoing project. And so, questions?
I've been monitoring and answering as we go. Everyone wants to know when it's going to be launched. That's like the number one question.
April 22nd, Earth Day.
April 22nd, Earth Day. Woo! Yeah, that's really the biggest question. Everyone's really excited. Yeah, feel free to ask your questions in the chat because now's the time. Okay. If you want to use, yeah, let's see. Is there a list of plants that we need photos for?
Yes, there is. I should probably just post it on that website.
Okay, we'll post it on the cnps.org/Calscape.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I'm just looking through. The search radius, is it still 10 miles for plant search? I'm assuming yes. Many
Yes.
smaller. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. When can gardeners and landscapers prepare your listing? Now's the time. So if you go on cnps.org/Calscape and under landscape professionals, there's all the resources you need to get started, and you can onboard all your information now. And that includes nurseries as well. And can we specify soil types for search? Yeah. And also drainage.
Was that a question for me?
And I just answered it.
Okay.
Yes. And is there yeah, so at the it sees on the bottom of the slide, cnps.org/Calscape. There is where we update all the information and have all the resources for onboarding and more information about the new Calscape. Everyone's just saying thank you, which is great. Ooh, what is the
Well, I
soil
have one more
method used?
poll.
Oh yeah, you have one more poll. Oh, cool. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
So let's see. Do you see?
Okay, I can launch it.
Tell which one it is.
Were you able? Closing poll. Okay. Oh, it's been launched. Looks like you launched it.
Oh.
Wait, has it been launched?
How? That's not it.
Can you all see the poll?
I suppose. Wait.
The poll has been launched in this meeting. That's what
It didn't work. Okay, let me just try one thing and then I can. Well, basically, you can put in the comments. The question was, and it was a short answer form, was what features are you are you most looking forward to? So let me see if I can launch. But okay, no, it's done.
Dang.
So yeah, please put in the chat what feature you're looking forward most to. Whew, more accurate nursery inventories. We are.
Garden planner, fire escape filter, plant labels, garden design kits, the designing, plant labels, new pictures, signage and labels, garden planner, professionals, special use filter, making a custom list with photos that's easy to share with others. Oh, this is so inspiring.
Central Valley natives, yeah, such great ideas.
Communities, more up-to-date nursery inventories, finding professionals, that's a big one. Expanded nursery listings. Um,
I don't think we're gonna have fire escaping in the search yet, but we are gonna be able to have fire escaping. We're gonna have a fire escaping garden gallery, and it's gonna be integrated in those garden planner designs.
yeah, in the garden planner, the designs you get have interactive Firewise landscaping tooltips. And a lot of people are asking for an app. Not quite there yet.
So the reason we're not doing an app is they're really hard to maintain, and this should work on your phone just as well as an app.
Yeah, the mobile site will
So
be
maybe
released
someday
free.
we'll have an app. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Susan, I see we can specify soil types in the advanced search.
Yeah, I think I
And
answered.
there is a lot of, yeah, okay.
Um,
I saw a question about if there's nurseries that we can order wholesale from. And that's going to be up to the nursery that participates. If they want to put in their inventory and make it something that you can submit an order to directly, then you can do that.
mhm.
A couple wholesalers are already signing up on both Native West and Annie's are wholesaler and retail.
What other questions? Ah. You can see.
Oh, what is the irrigation certification referenced by professionals? Okay. There are a couple of certification programs out there, and one is the Water Sense program, and a more local one is the Qualified Water Efficiency Landscaper Training. And so we'll put this information on Calscape up, but it's a good program. Okay, I see a question for multilingual support. We are working, that's going to be one of our next year plans, is to build it out, Calscape out, so that it can be translatable. And I think we're going to start with Spanish, but we're going to see what the technology, what is possible for us to kind of open up the site to be translated. Let's see. I'm seeing more questions.
Yes, you can still have a personal plant list.
Oh, yeah. The moment you try to create a plant list, just like in the old Calscape, you'll be prompted to sign in. And then you'll be able to create your personal plant lists. Yes, size search is split up better so you can search within a range. And I find that has been one of the things I have the hardest time getting my head around, but I am lucky to be working with some great, talented volunteers who were grasping those nuances better than me. Any nursery that wants to be listed and carries native plants will be listed. And will there be an option for nurseries that ship seeds? We're gonna add shipping as a filter. And so if a nursery does that, they can list on Calscape. Right. I think my big action item is I'm going to send you guys the list of plants that need photos and post that on the website.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I feel like,
I'm just reading.
yeah, you're reading through.
Mhm.
And someone asked about the copyrights for photos on Calscape and if they're able to legally use photos from Calscape in social media posts. So
Each
yeah.
photo on Calscape has a copyright notice that will let you know how you can use it. For the most part, like a large bulk of photos were coming from Cal Photos, and you need to contact the photographer. If it has a copyright that says Calscape, contact us and request that photo and we can release it to you. And if the photographer has put a Creative Commons license on that photo, you can use it.
Yeah, and iNaturalist is a great resource. You can filter out for copyright-free photos too.
And yes, Brian, I will have a wants list of plant photos for the website. I'm going to put a spreadsheet up on the website and just kind of keep it straight. Maybe a plant list up on the website for what I need. But it's going to just be an ongoing project.
Mhm.
And we're going to be, oh, I guess, yeah, Calscape is also a volunteer-driven project. And we will always be looking for volunteers to edit the horticultural information, review contributions like photos, and that's going to be just an ongoing process. So if you're interested in volunteering with Calscape, stay tuned, because when we launch, we'll have a volunteer form. We actually have a volunteer form now, but it'll be kind of an exciting group of people. It's very fun. And Maya is leading one of the groups.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're at our time, and this is thanks so much, Jessica, for this amazing demonstration, and thanks for everyone for all your input and questions. This is being recorded, and we'll send out the resources and follow up next week. And happy Thursday, and thanks all for the feedback.
All right, thank you. I'm looking forward to Earth Day.
Yeah, so exciting. Thanks.
Okay.